Hey y'all, Scavenger Reviews here. What's cracker, my jackers? Sorry. Anyways, I am going on a journey of self-discovery, a journey of love, a journey of, hate, a journey of sad, a journey of happy, whatever. I'm watching all the Godzilla movies, and when I say them all, I mean them all. I have been, for years now, collecting these movies. And this video, hopefully, I'll keep it just focused on this topic. I'm going to really try. That being said, let's get right into it. So, here I have, I'll show off, just like my sex life, I'll blow my load early and show off the coolest thing first. This right here. Oh my god, this is the pride and joy of my collection. First off, not to brag, but it was 175. Which is quite a bit of coin, quite a bit. Beautiful artwork on the front. Flipping it around, you got beautiful artwork on the back. And then if you flip it open, it has like a little readout for every single movie. And has unique artwork for every single movie. Very cool. And you know what? Story time, children. Gather around. So, let's just go through it. Because who needs an actual review? And, every review I always watched of this beforehand. Will you chill out, my boy? Cooper, chill out, buddy. My dog is tripping, yo. Anyways, well, he's not my dog. Anyways, any time I would watch a review of this set, it would always be like, they'd open up and show you like one page. Let me just show you all the pages, but screw it, I'm not sponsored, So you get a whole lot of it and stuff, and I'm not gonna read it to you. I was joking about the whole story time, and you get, this is the most impressive thing, a whole backstory of the production of each individual movie with coinciding artwork that represents said movie. Very cool. On the bottom, it tells you the cast, the credits, the director, and, the illustration, and all of that. It is the most beautiful set. So here's Godzilla 1, or gojira. Gotta whip out the bad accent every now and then. And here's Godzilla Raids Again, a movie I actually watched for the first time, but this isn't a review on that. The review is coming. Like I said, I'm gonna really try to stay focused. Here is King Kong vs. Godzilla. Very cool. Very nice artwork. I love it, man. I love it. pretty neato burrito if I do say Cedo. Anyways, Mothra vs. Godzilla. Also called Godzilla vs. The Thing, or The Thing vs. Godzilla. I can't remember which, but, Mothra vs. Godzilla will do fine in this household. Ghidorah, the three-headed monster. Very cool. Very cool. Turning the page is also very cool. Invasion of the Astro Monster. This is where you get the dance, though. Very cool as well. Very neato. Ebra, Horror of the Deep. I have not watched this one, actually. Well, I'll get into that in a minute, but my whole history with Godzilla, fake fan, I know, I haven't watched a lot of the older movies because you try tracking those down. It's hard, man. It's really hard. This took me years, and mostly it took me years because I'm poor. I probably could have collected it a lot faster if I had a better, job and better income and stuff like that, but, Anywho, the one thing I do know about this is that this was originally a King Kong movie, because King Kong Escapes is the only Toho-produced movie to ever be Toho produced King Kong movie, because they had the license with King Kong vs. Godzilla in 1962, and then they kept it for a little while, and then in 1967 they came out with a new Godzilla movie, and they were working on another one. Well, that didn't happen, and they repurposed it into Ebra, Horror of the Deep, a Godzilla movie. And that's why if you do watch this one, Godzilla has, like, a girlfriend, kind of weird, Like, apparently it's not, like, a girlfriend. They don't go as far as, like, the King Kong movies will, where, like, King Kong will, like, actively protect the girl and stuff like that. Apparently it's more just, like, Well, he does protect her, but, like, I don't know. I haven't seen it. Anyways, moving on, we got Son of Godzilla, which I'm excited to watch because I also haven't watched this one. And boy, do I hear some choice words about it. Next up, Destroy All Monsters. Haven't seen this one, but I am super excited. I mean, look at it. It's got everyone. Ghidorah, Gojira, Anguirus, Mothra larva, Manda, Kobe Bryant, Golosaurus, Rodan, Baragon, Manila slash Gazuki, apparently. You know, shout out. If you ever watch this, I would like to sleep with you, thank you. Anyways, Kamunga. Kamunga is the name of the spider. Yeah. I really love this artwork. I love how it shows everyone, and I love how insignificant the city and the people are. You know. And then you get All Monsters Attack, which is apparently this kid right here, it's from the perspective of the kid, and it's about, like, how bullying is wrong. Something about that. And also, Manila talks in it. Oh, kind of weird, man. Godzilla vs. Ghidorah. I have seen this one. I actually have it right. Talk longer so I can find it. Yeah, that's not the right one. Well, I mean, that is Godzilla vs. Ghidorah, but that's the other Godzilla vs. Ghidorah. Unless this is the right one? I can't remember. Well, anyways, let's continue. Godzilla vs. Gigan! Not the right Gigan, I know, that's coming later, but, you know, Gigan! I love this movie. I don't think it gets a lot of love. I think people mostly just kind of, like, not necessarily hate it, but disregard it, just like, who cares, it's just a movie. But, like, I don't know, man, I watched it, and it was, like, decent-ish. The human cast was kind of lame, but I actually have a full review on it, so check that out. Hey, look at that, cross-promotion. I'm even gonna put it in my my related videos. Godzilla vs. Megalon. Ooh, I can't wait to get to this one. I am so freaking stoked, man. Oh my god, this is the movie. Please look up Godzilla Dropkick. I call it the 500-foot dropkick. It's so good. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen, and I love it so much for that. Literally, you have, like, Jet Jaguar, you know, restraining, like, holding back Megalon, right? And he looks at Godzilla and does like this. It's like, come on, come on, come on. And Godzilla winds up, does a drop kick. Jet Jaguar picks up Megalon again and is like, get him again, get him again. And then he does like an even further drop kick. It's the dumbest thing. And he, it is, oh my god, it is literally this, like, not Godzilla figure, it's a Grimlock figure, but it is this. And I'm not even exaggerating. That was a perfect representation of what it is. Also, really like this artwork. I love how Godzilla's face is like the, atomic bomb explosion and stuff like that. Very cool, like, symmetry. I mean, not symmetry, symbolism. I like it. And then you got my boy, Gigan. He is my favorite character ever. I fucking love Gigan. Jet Jaguar, who is invented by a kid, by the way. And then Megalon the bug. And then you've got Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. I am excited to get this one because it has King Caesar in it. Oh my god, King Caesar! You're so cool! And then you got Terror of Mechagodzilla. I am excited. So, and then you got this, which is a whole bunch of other stuff. I believe this is more just like, yeah, about the transfers. So that's pretty cool information, again, you know. And then right here is where you would set all the discs. However, I took the discs out, and yes, I say that weird, I have trouble saying that. But I took the discs out because the type of holding, casing, whatever you want to call it is, there's enamel that holds the disc in place, and apparently, not like immediately, but over the years, that can wear down and actually ruin the discs. And I don't like that. So, I don't know why I keep doing that. Sticking my tongue out. Just, I don't know. Anyways, I got this off of Etsy. Now, this is not necessarily official, but hey, check it out. It's the same artwork as the front of the book. However, the back of the box is a more traditional back, and I quite like it because it actually gives you like a little thing. And again, this was off Etsy. This is like a fan-made project. And look at it. They have the thing showing you all the monsters that are in this collection, and I love it so much. And then beautiful collection, beautiful discs. I keep that little piece of bubble wrap there just to keep them extra nice because this is just a premium collection. All right, moving on to this to the next one, right? Let's go up. Let's go like kind of more or less in your order. So let me swap that around. Hold it like that. Okay, so I got another box set collection. See, I don't mind box set collections, especially when it comes to just this many movies. A, that's a lot of movies to track down individually. B, I can't really find a lot of them individually. That whole collection is like impossible. You try finding Godzilla vs. Megalon on Blu-ray, it don't exist, bud. Not unless it's on that. Anyways, I got the Toho collection, the Toho Godzilla collection, which is these movies, which is pretty cool. So in no order, it's got Godzilla and Mothra, The Battle for Earth, Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla, Godzilla vs. Destroyer, Rebirth of Mothra 2, Godzilla against Mechagodzilla, Godzilla 2000, Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2, Godzilla vs. Megaguirus, Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters All Out Attack, Godzilla Final Wars, and Godzilla Tokyo SOS. Pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyways. So, pretty nice and neat collection of movies. Moving on. Now, I am trying to be as thorough as possible. I am trying to find every Godzilla movie, including, like, the Rodan movies, the Mothra movies, all of the Kong movies, even though a lot of those Kong movies are naturally in, like, the Godzilla-verse, monster continuity, Showa era, Reiwa, Millennium, Heisei, and TriStar, eras and stuff like that. But I'm extensive, can you tell? So, next up, Rodan, or Rodan, as for some reason a couple people pronounced it in this movie, but Rodan. I just watched this. I'm going to film a review of this back to back, so I'll tell you my thoughts there. But TLDR, I liked it. Pretty good movie. But this was a good movie. I really liked the transfer. It's in like that Technicolor style, so it's like kind of a little too like Technicolor is like where they paint it after the fact, right? It's like it was in black and white and this I actually got my niece to watch it with me because my niece is a bit of a cinema snob. Not really. I'm just teasing her, but she don't like black and white. So she didn't watch Gojira, she didn't watch Godzilla Raids again, but I got her on this one, because it was in color, and she happens to quite like Rodan, because she has taste, she knows quality, love ya. Anyways, though, she's the one in quite a few of my videos, little scavenger. Anyways, we liked it, pretty good movie. Moving on, this is what I mean by very extensive, In fact, so extensive that I technically should postpone this video because I have more coming. I'll show them off in a later video. I'm not actually going to postpone. Atragon. Who the hell owns Atragon? I'm pretty sure even people with Godzilla collections and stuff, don't own this movie. But I sure do. I don't mean to be flipping you off, my bad. But I sure do. I got it. You know why I got it? Because I called out Amanda, however you say his name. I called him out in one of the artworks and stuff like that. I want to say it was Destroy All Monsters, I think. Maybe. Well, there he is. That guy. And then here is this. Atragon. This is the flying submarine that also drills through the earth. Pretty cool, kind of versatile vehicle. does whatever you need it to, and more. And it shows up in Final Wars. And it's piloted by a like American wrestler or something like that. Some like cool macho guy who was probably like super big in the 80s. But I'm a 2000 baby, so. And check it out. It's got that the little seal letting you know like, hey, Manda's in it, Manda's in it, you know, my Manda. Anyways, and that's super cool. And because of that super tangential connection of, you know, this shows up in one movie and that shows up in another one, I bought it. You know, what can I say? Up next would be, you know, my Mysterians and Varen the Incredible. If I had it, because that is the one that's coming. That's actually coming in 2 days. So really, I could postpone this video, but again, I don't want to. I want to make it now when I'm in the mood and happy, because I'm not always happy a lot of the time. Anyways, though, I have the Mysterians and Varen the Incredible coming. I've not seen either of those videos. I mean, movies. Well, technically movies and videos, but whatever. I've not seen either of those movies. I'm very excited to watch them. I am loving this set. So again, not going to get into too much of like reviews or whatever, but when I bought all of these, I expected to like the first one, and I expected to like, you know, a couple here and there or whatever, but so far I've got all the modern ones, a couple of the other ones mixed in here and there, but of the Showa era, I've only seen Gojira, Godzilla Raids Again, Rodan, as of tonight, and Godzilla vs. Gigan. That's it. You know, again, fake fan, I know, you know, stolen valor, but I love Godzilla, but again, you try finding those movies, man. Seriously, it's hard. Especially, like, being a kid growing up. I ain't finding them. Nobody's finding them. And then if I did, it was like that one time in the flea market, you know, 20, how old am I? It'd be about like 15 years ago then, I guess. About 15 years ago when I saw that collection, when I saw that one movie. And, oh, do you got the ball on it? Anywho. I missed the movie. I never got it, or whatever I'm trying to say. Anyways, up next, let me try to keep going, like, mostly in order. So, mothra. Pretty cool. I actually really love this. So this is and I got this just randomly out of Walmart one day. It was like, huh, is this, you know, some type of anniversary? Is this a special edition? Well, I mean, it is a special edition. But, like, was it an anniversary or something? I don't know. But this is a steelbook, and it's got, oh, look at that. Beautiful. Oh, my God. It's so beautiful. I love covers that do that. The only other movie that I can think of, no, I've had two movies that I can think of off the top of my head, were Resident Evil Apocalypse, and I want to say one of the Saw movies. I know there's that Saw movie with the water case. That thing's so freaking cool. My sister owns that, and I'm so jealous of it. Like, please, I will buy you a Saw collection, you know, of, like, all the movies. He's like, no, I don't want that. I want this. And I can't even blame it. It's the coolest thing. The Saw movie with the water in it, amazing. Anyways, this, also amazing. I love when, like, because, like, this is all part of the same artwork, you know? You put it together in this one picture, you take it apart, it's still I don't know, I'm just explaining the concept of translucency to you. And you open it up, you know, pretty cool. You got a baked potato leaning against the Eiffel Tower. I know that's not either of those things, but whatever. And really stoked. So I actually started watching this one day. I have not seen it. Again, fake fan. I started watching this one day, and I was watching it with my niece, and this was like years ago when she was little. And something happened that scared her. I can't remember. I think it was just like Mothra herself showing up or like the larva herself showing up, but it scared her. She was a little kid. Don't sweat it. So we stopped watching it, turned it off. Haven't even attempted to watch it since, even though I want to. Anyways, moving on. Again, trying to stay like roughly in order. Let's go. King Kong vs. Godzilla. This is my copy of King Kong vs. Godzilla that I had as a child. A lot of these are older boxes, yes, but not ones I had as a child. The ones I had as a child was this one. I had Godzilla Millennium, aka Godzilla 2000, and I lost it. I'm sorry. That meme of like Dexter from Dexter's Laboratory, holding touching the poster, and he's like, "I failed you." That was a terrible Dexter voice, but you tried doing the Dexter voices. So, anyways, I lost you, Godzilla Millennium. You're out there somewhere in some landfill. Please come back to me. Anyways, this is mine. I also have this from when I was a child. King Kong Escapes. Both of these are from when I was a child. Check it out. They're both so old. Oh! They got the child locks on it, boy! Let's go! Oh my god, look at that. They got the child locks. I don't know. I'd be nostalgic over anything, bro. Let's go. Moving on. Let's switch gears just a moment, because I want to, again, try to keep, like, the old stuff and then go into the new stuff, except for all the, Godzilla Toho collection that I kind of just went around with. King Kong and Son of Kong. I watched the 1933 King Kong movie, and I have a whole review on that. I will also put that in the related videos, if I can put 2 related videos or multiple related videos. I don't know. I know I can do those little things at the end. Maybe that's what I'll do. Just so, like, I have one thing leading to my Kong content. I'm sure I'm the first person to come up with that. And another thing leading to my God's media, Godzilla media. I don't know, man. Hey Cooper, I'm filming a video. No, don't get on my movies. No, leave me. No, go lay down. Anyways, King Kong. I watched the first King Kong. Have not watched Son of Kong yet. I heard Son of Kong is really, bro, just knocked over his whole food bowl. You did that on purpose. Anyways, I heard Son of Kong was apparently really rushed, and it's like 56 minutes only. And also, no, it's 69 minutes. Oh, nice, funny number. Anyways, but that doesn't mean it's bad. It might be pretty good. Who knows? Maybe not, though. I don't know. So let's see. You got King Kongs, you got the Godzillas. Let's just go through the other King Kong movies. I got King Kong and King Kong Lives. Now, despite how, kind of faded this is, this was actually my mother's. My mother gave this to me. And then I bought King Kong Lives. Now, I heard King Kong Lives is terrible. I don't know. It's got Linda Hamilton in it, so can it really be that bad? I mean, Linda Hamilton, buddy. She makes a movie interesting, if you catch my drift. I'm so freaking weird, bro. You got these. Now, this is the bane of my collection. I'm talking... The true thing that breaks a man is not having a complete collection, Mr. Wayne. I don't think he actually knew Batman's identity, but anyways, this. I don't own this. I'm not holding this in my hand. You were mistaken. You were hallucinating. This doesn't exist. There's no disc in there. Because, y'all see that little number right there? That's the number 2, okay? Because I held it up there for like 15 seconds. That was nowhere near 15 seconds. That was like a second, maybe like 15 milliseconds. Anywho, this is a Region 2 movie. I have been known to make some mistakes. I have been known to be something of an idiot before. It has you know. But however, I kind of knew beforehand that like it wouldn't work because I knew it was region 2, but I didn't really know too much about what that meant because like I was uneducated. So it's not so much that I was stupid as I was uneducated. There's a difference. You know, not being knowledgeable of the topic does not mean you're dumb, you know? But come on, man, look at that box. I look at this photograph. I could not pass that up. That is such a great box. Eventually, it's dude. So look at this. This movie box set. Where are they? Has Rebirth of Mothra 1 and 2 because apparently 1 and 2 came to the States no problem. And then I don't know why. Like I'm thinking maybe it was because of the TriStar Godzilla because Rebirth of Mothra 3 and the 1998 Matthew Broderick Godzilla movie directed by the guy who directed Independence Day. I was hoping I would have from award-winning director Penis Buttman. Anyways, though, maybe it was because of that because like we already had our own thing, so that it didn't want to like flood the market, quote unquote. I don't know. Anyways, though, we never got Rebirth of Mothra 3 in the States, at least not officially. You can find bootlegs out there. However, the gods shine upon us because we eventually did get. Here's my copy of Rebirth of Mothra, the trilogy on Blu-ray. If I had one, see, this is what bugs me. Pun intended, not really, but like I don't pass up on an opportunity. Okay, this is what really bugs me, man. So, Rebirth of Mothra, the trilogy, is such a niche item, even in the Godzilla fandom. You'll find people buying this before you buy Rebirth of Mothra. Because it's one of those filling out the collection. Unless you're just a super Mothra fan, which by all means, be one. Mothra's the GOAT. I love her. She's cool. But Rebirth of Mothra is super rare and super niche. Okay, and anyone that has that knows those two facts, and they are facts. So you know what they do? Charge a lot of money. I have not seen a copy of Rebirth of Mothra trilogy, Blu-ray, Criterion. I think it was it was like either the Toho. I think it was the Toho collection, not Criterion collection. Anywho, I have not seen it go for less than $100 to $110. Like that range is like the cheapest I have seen it, and I have seen it upwards of $180 to $200. Are you what? What now? Are you kidding me? I was just talking about how I'm poor and this collection has taken me years to amass. You want me to pay $100 to $200 for a movie pack, 2 of which I already own, my G? Oh my gosh! Oh my Godzilla! I just I can't. Y'all want to know something? So, we're about 30 minutes into the video. 28:47 or something like that of when this last clipped off, and now this. I just talked for an hour and I'm guessing a half. Oh, and I'm recording this on my phone. Phone facing away from me because the forward-facing camera is slightly better. In other words, I can't see my screen. And I stand up because at some point I'm like, I should check to make sure it's still recording. Brother, I talked for an hour and a half. Only those first 30 minutes that you just saw, 28:47, that's all I got, brother. Oh my god, I hate when that happens. This isn't even my Bionicle, no. This isn't even the first time I've done something like this. So, let me try to get back, into the mood, into Alright, so alright, come on. Show must go on, right? Show must go on. So, I showed off what did I leave off? I showed off the King Kong movies, Rebirth of Mothra 3, uh, Biolante. I talked about how, either this will come across as just, oh, he's just refreshing his mind, or this is going to come across like schizo and be like, you didn't mention any of this. Yeah, I did. You didn't hear it. I talked about how Biolante and Biolante are both appropriate uses of, how to pronounce a word. And also that, oh, I just spiked him in the back of the head, oh no. I threw my dog's ball, and I just spiked him in the back of the head. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. Anyways, I talked about how Ghidorah and Ghidorah are both acceptable pronunciations. Moving on, talked about the King Kong movies, talked about the old ones, let's talk about the new ones. Enough of the old movies. Let's get to the new fancy ones, right? So, I don't even want. I mean, I do want to do this. It's just like you gotta try to like re-motivate yourself. Will you leave me the hell alone? Thirsty ass. Oh my gosh. Nope. Anyways, Godzilla. Okay, so 2014 is a pretty good movie, and I actually liked it a lot more than I thought on a rewatch. I recently rewatched it a couple months ago and did a whole video on it. Again, I do a lot of videos, man. I do a lot of videos. Check them out. Anyways, I really liked it. I thought it was cool. And I must have like one of the later copies or something. I mean, this is my copy from like 2014-ish. I believe I bought it in like 2014 or 2015, maybe somewhere around there. But I feel like the darkness was not as bad as I remember. I mean, the darkness imprisoning me, all that I see. This is going to come over as really repetitive if I actually did this. I swear, I watched like the last 10 minutes of the video that I had already recorded. But anyways, it wasn't that bad. The darkness, that is. However, still them actively cutting away from like the things we want to see, a la the monster fights. Like, honestly, I was fine with the Hawaii fight getting cut away. Because it's super early in the film. You don't want to, go all out right at the beginning. I get that. So I'm fine with the Hawaii fight getting cut away. But the fight where they're in the city and the doors literally close on us, like literally close, just you see this. That made me so angry. I was like, are you kidding me, man? However, they immediately course corrected with the next movie, Kong Skull Island. I really like this movie. I really love Samuel L. Jackson. The other actors are cool, Loki and Captain Marvel. Yeah, they're all right. I know, Chris. Oh my God! Wow. Brie Larson and Tom Hiddleston. Jeez. Oh, and John C. Reilly is always great. Yeah, he goated. Anyways, Samuel L. Jackson's the star of the movie. I feel like that's, not many people are gonna be like, well, no, it's not him. Come on. He's at least the standout. And then my goat, King of the Monsters. Oh my God, I love Godzilla King of the Monsters, and it gets so much hate, and I do see it. If you're looking at it critically, yeah, it's not the best. But if you're looking at it for fun, if you're looking at it for, big monster. That's supposed to be Hulk from Thor Ragnarok. The last good Thor movie. Back up, King. No, wait, back up, gang. That's what it is, yeah. It's so good, I mean, this movie gets, like, the spectacle and the scale, because the scale of 2014 is unsurpassed. That and Pacific Rim, unsurpassed to this day as far as like scale and awe of these creatures and stuff like that. But King of the Monsters still does pretty good. You still get a sense of how massive these are. There still is a lot of like POV shots, and the wide shots are pretty good too. I like the wide shots. Moving on, Godzilla vs. Kong. Okay, this one I really like. It has less monsters in it, which is fine. Oh, well, hold on. Going back to King of the Monsters, I really want to talk about King of the Monsters because I actually was really passionate in the first rendition of this speech. But I really like King of the Monsters. It is a surface level popcorn flick, and that's perfectly fine. We don't always need like a deep, serious metaphor. Back up, gang. Anyways, we don't always need a deep, serious metaphor. You know, Godzilla can be goofy, haha. You know, one of the panels I showed you, you know, he's dancing. You know, Godzilla can be both. And sometimes Godzilla just needs to be fun. And that's what King of the Monsters is. And I love the callbacks. I love, specifically, I just watched Rodan today. I mentioned that earlier. I love this movie. You know, I am absolutely in the honeymoon phase, I'll admit, because I literally just watched it like hours ago. But I really like this movie. I thought it was pretty good. Review of that coming very soon. However, in King of the Monsters, there are straight up like homages to him. The scene where in King of the Monsters, like he flies down over the Mexican like town, and there's all of the weight like downforce of his wings and stuff like that are creating like this like kind of a shockwave effect on the town, and you know, blowing like all the cars and buildings and people and stuff like that. That is awesome. That happens in 1956 Rodan, and you know, he's flying over, and there's this Jeep that just gets like absolutely crushed against a rock, you know, and the town, you know, gets destroyed. And there's this part, right, where, like, you're just doing that to do it, Rodan, because, like, there's this part where he lands in the middle of, like, this city, and then just starts flapping his wings and stuff like that, and it's like, you're not doing that in self-defense, bud. You're not doing that in, you know, attacking a thing that's attacking you, because he thinks that the Jets are attacking him at first, and then the Jets do attack him, and then he retaliates and stuff like that. Or should I say they, because, what? There's two? Anyways, ow. Leave me alone. I do not want company right now. I love you very much. I do not want company. Anywho, King of the Monsters very much does that. And I love it. Now moving on. Oh, one last thing, I swear. I know the Outpost numbers are the most surface level, like, you know, that was in a boardroom meeting where they're like, only the true fans will get this, you know, we put this in for the real fans, and it's like the most surface level thing ever. But I don't know about y'all, but when I go to the beach, I swim on the surface level. I might dive down, you know, a couple feet or so, but, you know, I swim on the surface level. The surface level is perfectly fine to be at. So I love the fact that Outpost 54 is the one that they study Godzilla at. Because, oh, the original Godzilla came out in 1954. I love that Outpost 56 is the one where they study Rodan. Because Rodan came out in 1956. Ghidorah's outpost is Outpost 32. If you double that, you get 64, which was Ghidorah's first movie. Mothra's is 61. 1961. Her first movie. I mean, it's just like, it is the most, you know, how do you do, fellow kids? You know, we put that in for the real fans. Only the real fans are gonna get this, you know, thing. And I mean that sarcastically, if you can't tell by the tone of my voice. But, like, I don't care, bro. I like it. I'm that guy who, when I watch King of the Monsters with my friends, I'm like, oh, hey, did you know that that number 54, Godzilla actually came out in 1954. He was originally also called Gojira. And did you know that The actor who plays Aragorn in Lord of the Rings actually broke his toe doing this. I'm that guy. So I like surface level. I like the deeper stuff, like the deeper cuts, and being able to say, hey, did you know in this scene, the camera was not 1970, no, Alien, 1979? 1979 Alien. So the initial chestburster scene, they did not tell any of the actors what was going to happen, except for the guy who plays the guy who gets chestbursted. And you can see, like, in the interviews and behind the scenes, they were talking about how they knew something was going to happen because, for some mysterious reason, all of the cameras were covered up with tarps and stuff like that to, help not get any fake blood on him and stuff like that. But they didn't know what was going to happen. They were told they were shooting a dinner scene, and that was all. So when you see that, like, especially the perfect moment, it is, I'm nowhere near the first person to point out, but I love the moment when you see the initial burst of blood, and everybody stops. Nobody knows what to do. They're all, and there's like a pause, and then they're like, oh shit, we should get back into motion, And then all of that is genuine, They didn't know what was going to happen. Again, they were like, hey, shoot a dinner scene. Yo, you good? Anyways, shoot a dinner scene. And I also like the super obvious stuff, I'm just saying, the surface level is a perfect level. You swim on it. Godzilla vs. Kong. I quite like this one. I like this a lot because I was so worried that this was going to be Batman v Superman, which I hate so much. I cannot stand, I loathe Batman v Superman. And you know why? It's because there is a good movie somewhere in there. And I've watched the Ultimate Edition. Oh, the Ultimate Edition fixes the plot holes. The plot holes weren't my problem with it. The entire movie is my problem with it. Anyways, this is not Batman v Superman. They actually deliver on the premise. Godzilla does, in fact, verse Kong. Or v Kong, because verse is, apparently lame or something like that. You get the fight where they're on the aircraft carriers in the middle of the ocean. And that's so freaking awesome, man. Is it a little unrealistic? Because, come on. Can Godzilla and Kong really both stand on an aircraft carrier? I know aircraft carriers are massive. I know aircraft carriers are strong and sturdy. And that an aircraft carrier can probably support another, if not two more, aircraft carriers. Can they really support Godzilla and Kong, at least without sinking? I don't know, man. But, you know what? Shut up. I didn't come here for a science lecture, Mr. Nerd. Actually, Godzilla would not be able to support his own weight because his bones would be crushed under the, weight of gravity pushing down, and I don't fucking care. Shut up, nerd. Big monkey punch big lizard. And big lizard hits him, Godzilla gets socked in the face, and then Godzilla is like, did this bitch just hit me? And then, wah! Slaps the shit out of him. And it's badass, man. Oh my god, it's badass! It's badass! I love it, man. And then you get the fight in Hong Kong, and that's pretty sick too. And oh my god, I love the fight. Godzilla fucking goes primal, cause he is fighting him in the water, and he's fighting him serious, getting all primal and swimming around and stuff like that. But I especially love when Godzilla gets Kong on the run, and he's backing up and stuff like that, and Godzilla goes full crocodile mode and is crawling after him and snapping at his feet and stuff. Damn, I love that. I fucking love that. And it has a definitive victor. This isn't some Batman v Superman cop-out shit. Yes, they team up to fight Mechagodzilla. They find a common ally, like every movie on Earth does. But that's fine, because they do have a common victor. Godzilla whooped Kong's ass in the ocean. Oh, but that was on his turf, and King Kong isn't very good in the water. Well, yeah, you got me there, bud. Sure. Godzilla whooped his ass again in Hong Kong, though. Yes, Kong got that blow off of, like the axe and stuff like that. But, like, they knew, like, that's not really a win. That's like a round one, a round two. Because they literally have one of the characters say, like, round two goes to Kong. Because if they didn't have that line in it, that would just not be a round. That would just be, like, a pause. Shut up. Leave me alone. Oh my gosh. He won't leave me alone. It's like it's midnight and he's supposed to be sleeping, so instead he's doing this. Anyways, they do team up to fight Mechagodzilla, which I'm fine with. That's okay. I am not crazy about that Mechagodzilla design. I think aspects of it are nice. I like the body. I don't really like how slender it is, but that's kind of more just like, whatever, who cares? I'm not crazy about the feet being completely splayed out like this, but that's whatever. I, however, really don't like the hands. This design is a bad design. I don't like this design. I think it's weird, and I think it's not something that we would design. I don't know. I like the face, though. I have heard it called the Grandmazilla, like Grandma Mechagodzilla. Jobby the Hong, actually, his video review of the Mechagodzilla, I want to say SH Monsters, I'm not sure. He called it, like, Grandmazilla, and was like, where's Shunny? Because, like, it kind of, it looks like a grandma when you look at it in that light. Anywho, moving on to Godzilla Kong the New Empire. I thought it was pretty good. I think it's the one with the least substance, because say what you will about King of the Monsters, it had a plot. Say what you will about Godzilla vs. Kong, it had a plot. Godzilla Kong the New Empire, it's not super plot focused, but it is at the same time. I don't know. I think this should be the most. You know what I mean? I think, like, Godzilla Kong Supernova should kind of dial it back. I think we have reached the precipice of how far you can push the monster content in these movies. Godzilla 2014 being the absolute end, and Godzilla Kong the New Empire being the absolute furthest point. I think you should push the focus being on the monsters. Okay? I want Godzilla Kong Supernova to go right behind Godzilla Kong the New Empire. So, like, pretty much I've liked the elevation so far. Keep these in this rough order, and then just put, well, do that. Put Supernova right here as far as the focus on monsters go. Honestly, just get the guy who wrote Kong Skull Island back. This is, like, the only one of these where, like, the human plot is more interesting than the monster stuff. Maybe not more interesting. That is, like, a very hefty compliment. Very interesting. Whereas, like, I'm here for every character. I'm here for the plot line. I'm here for the, atmosphere. And I'm drawn into the story. Whereas King of the Monsters vs. Kong and the New Empire, the characters are there. I like some of them. They're alright. But, like, just kind of a movie. You know what I mean? Then, let's go ahead and wrap things up with the two most recent, well, not two most recent ones. Let's wrap things up with the other ones. Shin Godzilla and -1. So I actually have a review on Shin Godzilla. I did not like it. Fight me in the comments, bro. And by fight me, I mean watch my other video, and then I'll fight you in those comments, as long as I can tell that you actually watched the video. Because if you did actually watch the video, you would know that I told you to comment bird at the end of that video. And if you don't comment bird, then I'm not responding. Anywho, I don't like Shin Godzilla. I don't like dropping things. That sucks. I don't like Shin Godzilla very much. -1 though. Ooh, I love this movie. This is a great movie. This is a return to form. This is where is it? Let me see. Hold on. So just pretend this is the first Gojira, like first Godzilla movie. I don't actually have the Gojira as a box. I want to, but this is this to this. When I watched King Kong 1933, because mind you, I watched King Kong 2005 directed by Peter Jackson first, and then I watched King Kong 1933. I was like blown away. And how I'm talking about like, oh, that Rodan scene where they homaged it and stuff like that. I mean, it was like shot for shot in a good way though. Usually people say shot for shot in like a negative context, but like no, shot for shot in a good context, like it was lovingly made. That is this. Again, pretend this is Godzilla 1, okay? Just help me out. Cuz -1, well, being a much looser, it's not actually shot for shot, is such a spiritual, love letter to Godzilla, like Gojira 1954 and stuff like that. And I love that. Whereas, like, 2005 is supposed to be like a remake slash reimagining slash whatever you want to add. -1 is supposed to be its own individual thing that also calls back and pays homage. Or homage. Well, that is all of my movies. Going over them really fast. Toho collection featuring a lot. Rodan, Atragon, King Kong Escapes. This is in no particular order, just the order that I have them placed here. King Kong vs. Godzilla. Mothra on Blu-ray, Steelbook. Rebirth of Mothra 3. That does not work in American systems. Does not have English subtitles. Godzilla, 1984. The Return of Godzilla. King Kong, 1976. Godzilla vs. Biollante. King Kong Lives, 1986. King Kong 2005, directed by Peter Jackson. Y'all ever reach a point where you gotta just ask, why does the universe hate me? This video just won't get made. I'm just trying to talk about my love for Godzilla. So, just really fast, I'm going to talk about my collection, okay? King Kong and Son of Kong. I'm going to repeat some of these because I now have them in proper order that I want them in. Godzilla the Criterion Collection, okay? Rodan, Atragon, King Kong vs. Godzilla, Mothra, 1961 on Blu. King Kong Escape, Godzilla vs. Ghidorah. I'm not calling it the Smog Monster. King Kong 1976 with Jeff Bridges. King Kong Lives from 1986. Godzilla 1984, The Return of Godzilla. Godzilla vs. Biollante or Biollante. A movie that does not exist in my hands currently. 1998, Godzilla, directed by Roland Emmerich. I got it. Godzilla, the series. The 2005 King Kong movie, directed by Peter Jackson, starring Jack Black, Adrian Brody, and some chick named Aaron Darrow in the movie. Godzilla 2014. Kong Skull Island, starring Tom Hiddleston, Brie Larson, and Samuel L. Jackson, released in 2017. Godzilla King of the Monsters, starring Millie Bobby Brown, released in 2019. Godzilla vs. Kong, starring Millie Bobby Brown as well, yet again, and whoever the dad was. I can't remember him, but he is an actor. Released in 2021. Godzilla Kong the New Empire, released in 2025. I meant to say 4. Godzilla King of the Monsters, that was released in 2024. No, 2023. Godzilla -1, I meant to say, released in 2020. And Shin Godzilla, released in 2016, starring a lot of people who talk a lot. And the Toho collection, starring quite a few. I'm sorry to have become so disenchanted, but I started this video over twice now. Well, I started this video twice now, and I have had my recording cut short 4 times now, because in this little short, this movie, I had to yet again. And so when I deleted all of my videos and, clips from other YouTube videos, because I don't clean out my storage very much, clearly, I deleted 5,142 photos, compiling 735 gigabytes. That's a lot of nuts, you know? That's a lot of storage. Yeah, so, and what the thing is like, I moved it all to trash, but it was still there, and I really hate that, but I also like it because, like, it does save you. I do get it. I do get why it, like, doesn't get permanently deleted, but, like, I needed it permanently deleted, bro. Like, delete my shit. So I deleted my shit, and there we go. Hey, you're on the other camera. This will be the third time that I've shot. I'm sorry, I don't mean to drag you into my upsetness. Anyways, outro time. I've been Scavenger Reviews. Like, comment, subscribe. Hype me up, man. Uh, if you're still watching this, especially this time, if you're still watching this, I love you, man. I mean, you were great. You know, I genuinely cannot fathom why you would stay around for all of this. But I appreciate it. It, like I kind of expect like if a family member, like maybe my brother or someone, to like watch it this long. But I don't even know what this is going to compile at the end of the day. It's like 1 in the morning. I'm very tired. Um, but if you're still watching this, I love you, dude. You're the greatest. You know, you're the best. Boogie woogie woogie. You know. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that. I appreciate you, you know? And people who actually know you, Jason, people who actually know you appreciate you too. You know, not just some random tool on the internet, but, you know, people care about you in your personal life, Jason. Man, listen, as I said, it's about 1 in the morning o'clock. I'm very tired. I've been Scavenger Reviews. Finally, this was just a tumultuous production, and I'm just going to keep talking a lot unless I just